Hello, I am going to be trying to record an answer for a TikTok follower, and then add reference links to the video here on YouTube. Hello, Pauline from Chronically Spicy, and my brain is slightly off, but that's okay. We're going to be going with some receipts, some actual medical references regarding mast cell activation syndrome, and a specific question that I got from one of my followers, Yancy Pants, and it's regarding mast cell activation syndrome and tryptase, which is always a huge point of contention. So let's get into it. What I plan to do is record the answer. I took a bunch of screenshots because I'm still learning how to do or trying to figure out how to do split screen over here. Once I figure out how to do that, this will be a lot less complicated. And then I can just record here instead of starting on TikTok and moving over. So that's the plan for now. And I'm going to start with what I've got now. And if you have any questions, if you stop by in the chat, let me know. So the question from Nancy Pants is, I've been trying to talk to my doctor about the tryptase thing. Do you have the source for the 30% number? I'd like to bring it up at my next appointment. Now, what Nancy Pants is talking about is that one of the most frequently quoted percentages is 30% when it comes to how many patients or the percentage of patients of mast cell activation syndrome. The mast cell activation syndrome MCAS community actually show elevated tryptase during testing, and how and why about 70% of us are actually missed when it comes to diagnosis. So I took a bunch of screenshots, and I'm going to be doing, so there will be a separate video so you can see the screenshots of what I'm reading, and I will include the links in that video. Right now, I am trying to build the, I've met almost all the requirements in the top 2 tiers for monetizing the channel. So I'm working on trying to meet the last 2 requirements. So I'm busting butt over here trying to get that done. All right, give me a second here. Let's see. Oh, did not do that. Okay. All right, let's see. All right. So somebody is here. Hello. All right. All right. Where are we here? All right. Share. That's what I'm trying to do. Copy. And I'm going to go over. Give me 1 minute. I want y'all know that I'm actually on. How am I supposed to actually, that's what people do, right? They actually share their stuff with their communities. That's what we should be doing here. So, and then I'll be answering the tryptase question. If you are watching, stop by, say hi, please share, please like, please interact. It helps the algorithm because I am still trying to break through the bubble um, out of anonymity on YouTube because MCAS is a huge, huge topic on TikTok. Let me tell you. The problem is TikTok doesn't let you click links. So guess what? Means you gotta do double work. All right, now we go second. That's not what I wanted to do. So, well, I don't remember my login. Do you? Here we go. You know, it's a good thing that I've watched enough live streamers to know it's perfectly normal to be like, just while you're doing this. So we're good. No, that's not what we should call. What? No, I'm logging in. I'm not creating a new account, mother. That's not what I'm doing. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So we're gonna skip that for now because that's fine. That's okay. We don't care right now. All right. So, life with Abby. Hi, I am wearing glasses right now, and my hair is different today. So, thank you for following along. Please share on your channels. Please, people know that I am about to record a video for Yan Pants, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And let me know if you'd like to be a moderator. I don't have like all the people in the chat yet, but eventually, as the channel grows, um, you have been here from the beginning, and I would love to have you join me as a moderator and take you along for the ride. All right, let's answer this question. Okay, Yancy Pants wants to know, I have been trying. Oops. All right, can you hear? Let's turn this down over here. Let's do this again. So I'm answering a question for one of my followers here on TikTok, and I'm going to upload the video to YouTube because you can't click links on TikTok. TikTok, fix that shit. Thanks. Okay, 1 second. No, we're gonna. So I'm answering a question for Yancy Pants here on TikTok and then uploading the video to YouTube because you can't click links on TikTok. Highly, highly not helpful. All right, so on to the question. I've been trying to talk to my doctors about the tryptase thing. Do you have the source for the 30% number? I'd like to bring it to my next appointment. Okay, so what she's been talking about is we are always mentioning, a lot of people are talking about um, only about 30% of people with tryptase, with MCAS show elevated tryptase. The number and the range varies depending on what you look at. The bottom line is that it's tryptase testing is the gold standard, and a lot of doctors won't diagnose you unless you have elevated tryptase. When the truth is that that's not the only way to diagnose, and what's happening is that doctors are confusing the diagnostics for mastocytosis with mast cell activation syndrome, and there's a difference. So let me see if I can go through the bazillion screenshots that I took and turn this into a post that makes sense. Alright, so the short answer here is that the number's gonna vary depending on the source that you look at on the percentage of MCAS patients who show elevated tryptase. Bottom line is that when you have MCAS, your tryptase levels are not always going to be elevated, and that's even during a flare. The problem is that a lot of the medical community is confusing mastocytosis. Mhm. Guess what you get to watch live, ha ha. Right, so the bottom line is that not every single MCAS patient is going to show elevated tryptase even during a flare. The problem, what seems to be happening, is that many of the medical community are confusing mastocytosis criterion for MCAS criterion, and not every mast cell syndrome patient is going to have elevated tryptase that falls within the range that's considered positive. So let's get into that. How many pages back do I have to go? So first, let's get into what MCAS is. MCAS occurs when the mast cells in your body release too much of the mediator substance that causes allergy-like symptoms. Mastocytosis occurs when your body produces too many mast cells and is a type of primary MCAS. These cells can continue growing and tend to be overly sensitive to activation and mediator release. So there is a definitive difference. MCAS means that our mast cells are hyporeactive. It doesn't mean that we have too many of them. Alright, so that 30% number, like I said, is it's a number that got stuck in my brain because 'cause I've seen it so many times, and right now I can't find the exact source where I found that. But I am gonna have a couple of videos for you. I'm starting with this one because I know your appointment is ASAP, and I'd like to have at least a few reference links that are reliable sources that you can print out and take to your doctor, or at least copy the links and take those to your doctor. Because the last thing you need is to be telling your doctor that you got a TikTok or a YouTuber going, "Well, Pauline said." No, it's not what I said, it's what the NCBI says, it's what Mast Hope says, it's what mastattack.org says. It's coming from reliable sources, and I have researched ad nauseum because I'm living through the same thing. So this is from the NCBI. The last several years have witnessed an increasing use of the term mast cell activation syndrome as a diagnosis for individuals with signs and symptoms that include hives, abdominal pain to diarrhea, and gastroparesis to cognitive dysfunction. Although MCAS is although MCA huh? Although MCAS as a distinct clinical entity has not yet been recognized or defined by definitive criteria for diagnosis, there have been scientific publications on the subject, even relating to a possible genetic basis of mast cell mediator syndrome. A fly just flew by. Let's see. So we're going to kind of hit the highlights on this NCBI article. Really? So we're gonna hit the highlights on this NCBI article, and then I'll do a follow-up video with the rest of the information that I have. And then the third thing that I'll be putting up is a video, which is a compilation of every single time I've answered a variety or a different version of this question in my TikTok account. All right, so wait. Oh, damn. I had that on 3 times the whole time. No, we gotta do this whole thing over again. Thank you. Thank you, Manette. You just got a promotion. Alright. Apparently, I was doing that video on 3 times speed, which would make me sound like Speedy Gonzales on, way too much coffee. So, we're redoing the video. No, back. All right. Nope. Back, back. Continue. Okay. All right. Okay. Excuse me. No, that is not what I want. You are peeving me off. 10 minutes. I do not want the face beard. Thank you. All right. All right. So why TikTok make your life harder today? Matt, this is nuts. I just want to record this video and go to sleep. But no. Here we go. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions I get on my TikTok account, on any social media platform that I post on about mast castration syndrome in my experience is tryptase levels. Everybody wants to know. And one of the highest or most often quoted percentages that I see is that only about 30% of patients with MCAS actually show elevated tryptase, and the rest of it should be diagnosed clinically. I personally was diagnosed clinically um, after 15 years. So I never once showed elevated tryptase. I did, however, um, meet the rest of the criterion, and we're gonna get into that as quickly as we can in a 10-minute video. I will be following up with, um, posting this video to YouTube with the reference links, and then I am also going to put together a compilation of MCAS videos so that you can watch them all on my YouTube channel because I, uh I get asked all the time about MCAS, and I'm answering the same questions over and over. I don't have playlists yet on TikTok. So, this is how we're gonna do it. It sounded fine over here, Manette. The problem was that on TikTok, I accidentally hit the 3 times thing, for, like, 3 times speed. So, I would have ended up sounding literally like Speedy Gonzales, like, just, mainline something, powdery. So, we're fixing that. Okay, alright. You don't know what is going on, neither do I, but thank you for the hearts, and I love you. I'm so happy you're here. Okay, so first, let's do this. Okay, so first we're gonna define the difference between mast cell activation syndrome and mastocytosis. This is from healthline.com. MCAS occurs, mast cell activation occurs when the mast cells in your body release too much of a mediator substance that causes allergy-like symptoms. Mastocytosis occurs when your body produces too many mast cells and is a type of primary MCAS. These cells can continue growing and tend to be overly sensitive to activation and mediator release. So there is a definitive difference. And yet doctors are using the same criterion trying to diagnose both. That's why so many of us get missed. All right, this is from PubMed. The last several years have witnessed an increasing use of the term mast cell activation syndrome, MCAS, as a diagnosis for individuals with signs and symptoms of or that include hives, abdominal pain, diarrhea, gastroparesis, cognitive dysfunction, and more. For an example of what is available to the lay public. Um, I will show those tables soon. Tryptase levels, you got it, Manette. So MCAS has been known since the late 1980s, when apparently associated with sudden synchronous? Yeah, that's nice. Okay. Mast cell was reportedly discovered in the 1980s, and that could explain a lot of why people in the Gen X generation are getting diagnosed after 10 to 15 years, and, Gen Z, or anyone who was, uh, what oh, you there? Yeah, that's nice, okay. Alright, so we've known about mast cells since 1980. That's important, okay? Because for some of us, 1980 was our childhood, okay? So, that's important to note. Alright, so the explanation for why some patients would have unexplained flushing or anaphylaxis would be abnormal sensitivity of their mast cells to activation, rather than, for example, an increased sensitivity to histamine. In the same conference, it was suggested that such systemic mastocyte activation could be documented biochemically. The possibility of such a syndrome would explain signs and symptoms and suggest that a patient has a type of disorder. Degenerative really? No, I gotta do it again. The explanation for why some patients would have unexplained flushing or anaphylaxis would then be an abnormal sensitivity of their mast cells to activation, rather than, for example, an increased sensitivity to histamine. Alright, so what breaks down here is the patient may be referred for an evaluation to determine if there's an allergic basis for the presentation, and that's always smart. However, if this workup is negative, it is then logical to consider the patient may have an unrecognized mast cell. I have to redo that? Yeah, okay. I will see, there you go, Manette, that's exactly the problem. I was born in '77. Alright, let's do this. Can I try your phone cord? Alright, so basically, you're going through unexplained anaphylaxis, you've got flushing, you've got this, you've got hives, you've got gastrointestinal distress, you have unexplained anaphylaxis, you might have been told you have idiopathic anaphylaxis, and your doctors are trying to figure out what the hell is wrong with you. The patient should be, according to the NCBI, referred for an evaluation to determine if there's an allergic basis for the presentation. The workup is negative, and for many mast cell patients, it often is, because we're not always actually allergic to your Alright, so in the diagnosis for MCAS, patient here we go. So in the diagnosis for MCAS, patients with such signs and symptoms of flushing, itching, unexplained systemic hypotension, unexplained gastrointestinal disturbances, and unexplained fluctuations in blood pressure, usually, are for allergies, and, uh, uh, often that comes back negative. The reason is because we do not always have actual IgE-mediated allergies to the things that set off potential anaphylaxis or anaphylactoid reactions. See, that's why we connected, ma'am. That's why we connected, amiga. If this workup is negative, then it is logical. Nope, doing that again. If this workup is negative, then it is logical to consider the patient might have an unrecognized mast cell proliferative disorder. If an evaluation for systemic mastocytosis is negative, one possibility to consider is that the patient has mast cell-based disease, or the mast cell population is not increased in number, as would be seen in mast cell proliferative disorder, meaning we might have MCAS, not mastocytosis, which is what doctors are looking for when they insist on checking for elevated tryptase. See where I'm going with this? The bottom line, according to NCBI, and you'll see this when I post it on YouTube, is that rather mast cell population is hyper responsive. It doesn't mean that we have too many mast cells. It means that the mast cells we have don't know when to stop responding to things and respond inappropriately to anything. It's Tuesday, you exist. It's Sunday, you exist. Barometric pressure changes, you exist. Stress, existence. See where I'm going with this? Him and that I've reached almost all of the criterion on the top 2 tiers to monetize. I need to reach 3,000 watch hours, to get to 3,000 watch hours, and there's one other thing I have to reach. Um, I think that's posting more, lives or something like that. But we'll get it done. Alright, finishing. Here we go. Okay, let's see. Alright, so here on the NCBI page, they're discussing the fact that there are other criterion under which MCAS patients can be diagnosed who have not met the major, um, or expected elevated tryptase minimum, right? So we're gonna get into what those are. 'Go. Primary includes anaphylaxis with an associated clonal mast cell disorder, monoclonal mast cell activation syndrome, allergic disorders, mast cell activation associated with chronic inflammatory or neoplastic disorders, physical urticarias, and chronic immune urticaria. That's number 1 through 2. See. 3 is idiopathic mastocytosis, and that includes anaphylaxis, angioedema, urticaria, and mast cell activation syndrome. I was diagnosed with idiopathic anaphylaxis, like, 9 years ago, you guys, 9 years ago, 9 years ago. I want to beat my head against a very hard wall. So look at the notes here. When mast cell degranulation has been documented, may be either primary or secondary. Note also that angioedema may be associated with hereditary or acquired angioedema, or it may be mast cell based, uh, mast cell independent, and results from kinin generation. No, it's nope. Cancel. Me too. That'd be amazing. Gotta get more people over here because I got 6,000 over here on YouTube. I just need 800 over here. Okay. Alright, so I want you to make sure you read this entire article, but patients with systemic mastocytosis, I can never say that word, often have episodic symptoms of MCAS activation, flushing, lightheadedness, and gastrointestinal cramping. However, there are patients with systemic mastocytosis who have no specific symptoms over years and decades, even if the mast cell burden is high. Where is the second one? The presence of distinct idiopathic MCAS has been eliminated. No, we don't need that. Let's see. Let's go to the next slide then. We therefore propose that the diagnosis of MCAS is appropriate when primary and secondary diseases associated with MCAS have been eliminated and if the criterion in Table 2 are met. Here are the criterion. Table 2, proposed criteria for MCAS diagnosis. Episodic symptoms consistent with mast cell mediator release affecting 2 or more systems. These systems can include skin, urticaria, angioedema, flushing, gastrointestinal, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, abdominal cramping, cardiovascular, hypotensive syncope, or near syncope, or tachycardia, respiratory, wheezing, nasooscular, conjunctival injection, pruritus, and nasal stuffiness. Also, a decrease in the frequency or severity or resolution of symptoms with anti-mediator therapy. Basically, if you respond to your H1 and your H2s and you felt like crap without them, you might have MCAS, right? Mm, let's see. There's a lot more to get into, but I'm on 9 minutes out of 10 for this video, so I'm just gonna finish up by reading this portion on this section here on the NCD article, which reads, "Mast cell activation symptom for now remains an idiopathic disorder. However, in some cases, it could be an early reflection of a monoclonal population of mast cells, in which case, with time, it could meet the criteria for MMAS as 1 or 2 minor criteria for mastocytosis are fulfilled." Please follow me on YouTube, where I'm going to be uploading these videos with the reference links. And thanks for watching. I'm chronically spicy on all channels and platforms. Which part, Manette? I'm going to be going to my next article now because I am answering this lady's question more than once. That's a part 1. Um, you know what? We're just posting that one without captions because, quite honestly, since it's a video. Yeah, me neither. Exactly. Uploading. Eliana, is she down here? Yes, it does. If I knew how to do this split screen thing, I would just be posting this on YouTube. I don't know how to do that yet, so maybe I should just be using CapCut maybe? What do you think? And post. Alright, now for some reason my iPhone has decided it's not gonna respond to I doesn't want to respond to the charger that just completely died on me. One second. Annette, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you like you wouldn't believe. You are a hero and I love you. People are so trained to like stay in our little corner on TikTok. Like, no, I need to break out and like get the conversation out and be open because it is not just happening to TikTok. It is not. There's so many of us, and there's a huge cast community on TikTok that just hasn't actually like found each other yet. One second. I think I might be recording the rest of my iPhone. Let's see. One second. To say is my iPad. All right, let's do that because this ain't working. Oh, are my pictures saved? It's actually not hard. We've done it before. It's mostly editing on our computer. We may have to talk on the phone. you can walk me through that, I would, like I'd love to not have to do this twice. TikTok. Where you at, TikTok? Alright, let's see. Alright. Wait a minute. I forgot. No. Shut up. Stop. Home. No.
It's okay.
If one
I've been seeing
follow
this all over TikTok,
Shut
so
up.
I
I'm
had
not
to get it
talking.
and give you guys an honest review. This
No,
is
I don't
a
care. It's not
rejected
honest
eye
review. You
health.
didn't pay
It's
for it.
supposed to
Shut up.
be amazing. Seen so many videos showing just
Profile.
like
There we go. Now. There. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions I get on my TikTok reporting, posting and
on
uploading.
any social media platform that we
Okay.
post and salutations of my experience is tryptase levels. Everybody wants to know. And one of the highest
Yeah, it does have a martial vibe. I absolutely love it.
quoted
Okay, 1 second here.
is that only about 30% of patients will have
Okay, so I'm gonna save
actually
this
show elevated
with the
tryptase,
typo
and
because it's just what it is, right?
diagnosed clinically,
First, I'm saving
after
it.
15 years. So I never want to show elevated tryptase.
We're at 74% saved. You are a
We use the
hero.
rest of the criteria, and we're gonna get into that as quickly as we can in a 10-minute video.
I love you. Did I follow your account yet?
With, posting this video to YouTube with the
Subscribe.
and
There we
then
go.
I am also
Now I'm following.
put together a compilation of past videos so that you can watch them all on my YouTube channel because
we are at okay, so it's saved. So now that means I stitch this bitch. No.
This is how we're gonna do
Well, it's the easiest way to do it for this person to get all of her answers. Okay.
This is from healthline.com. MCAS occurs as cell. Mass activation occurs when the mast cells in your body.
All right, let me go back to my channel.
Most frequently asked questions. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions.
Did I stop my
Okay,
live?
so
Here we
one
go.
of the most frequently asked. Okay, so one of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, so one of the most
Hi, I found myself again. Try it, yes.
Frequently asked questions I get on my TikTok. One of the most frequently asked questions I get on my TikTok account. One of the most frequently asked questions I get on my TikTok account.
Second.
Questions I get on my TikTok account. I get on any social media about mass alteration syndrome and about mass alteration syndrome and So one of the most frequently asked questions. So one of the most frequently
I'll
asked
go with that.
questions.
That sounds like a
So
good start.
one of the most frequently asked questions. So
10 minutes. Okay. We want. Do I have the option to upload on my iPad? If I don't have the option to upload, then I can't do this. Because my phone's about to be dead. Ariana, I need my phone's about to die and I need to do one more video. Ah. When that says hi, she's here. I made her a moderator. Here, see if mine works on yours, just to see what's being an asshole. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay. I'm sorry, Manette. See, you're adding to my views, girl. Concurrent viewers, we added 15 minutes and 15 seconds and 21 seconds of concurrent view time to my minimum watch time for being able to qualify for monetizing. So you are making a big difference out here. Um, so I appreciate you. All right. All right. Home profile. Profile. All right. Stitching. I love you. Part 2 for Yancey Pants because no answer about a cat is gonna be an easy one. So we try to summarize as best we can, but I'm doing so with reference links. Make sure you follow me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Please like, engage with, comment on every video that you find that resonates with you to help with the algorithm and help me monetize the channel. We are focusing on Yancey Pants' question, which is in relation to MCAS and tryptase. This is part 2. In part 1, I cited an NCBI PubMed article. Now let's go on to the second portion. Mast Cell Hope Learning Resources. Diagnostics and testing for mast cell disease. The symptoms of mast cell disease overlap with a wide range of pathologies, including allergic reactions and allergic conditions, gastrointestinal, gut disorders, endocrine relating to the hormonal conditions, cutaneous, meaning skin, and a variety of other conditions. And it's these similarities that can make it difficult for physicians to diagnose mast cell disease. Many of us already know this. You know what? The nurse let my sister go out to the church today, and we took her out to eat with the kids. Oh, I'm so glad. I forgot I was recording. No, I wasn't. We're good. I'm so glad, I'm so glad, I'm so glad. That is awesome. think I got my final payment, and you got me up to another 35 minutes of concurrent views on that. You're, like, my rock star right now. Diagnosing and classifying mast cell activation syndrome, MCAS. A diagnosis of MCAS is considered when a patient inhibits exhibits exhibits symptoms that do not meet the criteria for systemic mastocytosis, suffers from recurring and severe anaphylactic-like episodes that involve more than one organ system, has a positive response to mast cell stabilizing or mediator medications, experiences an increase of 20% or greater of blood serum tryptase levels from baseline between 3 and 4 hours after a mast cell reaction. Note, even though it's not stated in this article, right now, that last portion is actually not always necessary. It's possible, but it's not necessary. Oh, I spoke too soon. The article gets into that too. Hold on. Mast cell hope. Do not discount any patient due to low tryptase, as many MCAS patients I'm gonna restart that. Mast cell hope tip: do not discount a patient due to why did it stop? Mast cell hope tip: do not discount a patient due to low tryptase, as many MCAS patients do not have elevated tryptase. According to Mast Cell Hope, only 85% of patients with confirmed mastocytosis will have elevated tryptase, and the tryptase standard is not 100% definitive diagnostic standard, even in mastocytosis. Yet we're all getting told in the mast cell community that if we don't have elevated tryptase, we don't have MCAS, and mastocytosis is more severe. So screenshot that, take this link and show it to your doctor. The major physician groups have put forth changes in the diagnostic criteria that do not only consider tryptase. New testing is being developed, and new testing is needed to give us a more measurable and reliable blood test for mast cell activation diagnosis of all types. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's what we've been saying all along. So this article on mast cell hope is really interesting, and I hope you click on the reference link in the description box when I post this on YouTube on my Chronically Spicy channel, because we're going to be talking. In the article talks about monoclonal mast cell activation syndrome, which will not meet the full criteria for systemic mastocytosis. The bone marrow aspirate or peripheral blood test will reveal clonal mast cells with KIT mutation, usually KIT D816V. Then, yeah, then we have secondary mast cell activation syndrome or just straight MCAS. Most MCAS patients who experience mast cell overstimulation of an IgE-dependent allergen or substance. Patients with MCAS present with an underlying allergic condition, inflammatory condition, or hypersensitivity. A bone marrow aspirate or a blood test will not reveal the presence of monoclonal mast cells. Why did that sound exactly like me? You got me up to 38 minutes. I think I need to have like 3,000 minutes. We got a lot of watches to do, babe. Idiopathic mast cell activation syndrome. I've been diagnosed with idiopathic anaphylaxis. So, patients with IMCAS meet the criteria for MCAS, including recurring and severe anaphylactic like episodes that involve more than one organ system. Okay. Positive responses to mast cell stabilizing or mediator medications, anaphylaxis type symptoms. Okay. Yeah, we haven't been saying that all along. All right. Okay, no problem. I'm gonna lose my mind here. Patients with IMCAS do not present with an underlying allergic condition, inflammatory condition, or hypersensitivity disorder. I'm smiling so I don't cry. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. A bone marrow aspirate or peripheral blood test does not reveal monoclonal mast cells or clonal mast cells. Oh, 1 second. Before diagnosing IMCAS, physicians should rule out other autoimmune diseases such as. That's the wrong one. But before diagnosing IMCAS, physicians do need to rule out other autoimmune diseases, which is why I often say MCAS is never the first guess. It's usually a diagnosis of exclusion. They have to rule out and test for other things. If your doctor says that MCAS is the first guess, they might be right, but it really shouldn't be the first guess. For a lot of reasons. But we can get into that another time. Okay, 1 minute. Then there's diagnosing cutaneous mastocytosis, not MCAS, mastocytosis. A diagnosis of cutaneous mastocytosis can generally be made with an examination of the skin. The three subtypes of cutaneous mastocytosis include urticaria pigmentosa, maculopapular, cutaneous mastocytosis, dark, itchy patches of skin that are tan or brown in color. Gee, has anybody I know seen anything like that on my TikTok account? I have no idea because I was diagnosed as being told that I had a skin picking disorder and was doing it to myself. Hmm. Interesting. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes learning things makes you want to throw. Sometimes learning. I don't care if that skipped. How many? Yeah. Sometimes learning things makes you want to throw things. Anyway. Solitary cutaneous mastocytoma, a nodule, papule, plaque, or nodule that is yellow, brown, or reddish brown in color. Diffuse cutaneous mastocytosis. Uh-huh. A punch skin biopsy can be used to confirm cutaneous mastocytosis, although it cannot confirm systemic mastocytosis. Skin biopsy should measure 3 millimeters. The major criterion for that last one is multifocal dense clusters of 15 or more mast cells in an extracutaneous organ, an organ other than the skin, such as the bone marrow, liver, spleen, lymph nodes, etc. Minor criteria include bone marrow smears greater than 25% of detected mast cells are either immature or atypical, meaning abnormal size, shape, or color, and for bone marrow and other organ biopsies, greater than 25% of mast cells seen in the biopsy have atypical morphology, abnormal shape, most commonly a spindle shape. Si se puede. 32 minutes. I think I'm gonna do it like this from now on. I think I'm gonna live record videotaping, like, creating the videos, um, and yes, I believe it is, and I will double check that one for you. But I think that's what I'm gonna start doing is trying to set a specific time every day, or maybe this will be my motivation to wake up early in the morning at, like, or, like, a decent time, to post these at a decent time so that I can make sure I'm getting the videos answered, the questions answered, and the live goes up, and then I can go back and I can upload the actual videos from YouTube with the reference links. What do you think on that? So the rest of this article, I definitely can't get to in 1 minute. I'm out of a 10-minute video, but I will include the link for this article from Mast Cell in the description box on the YouTube video. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe, and if you have any questions, please make sure you leave them in the comment section. Um, Mast cell activation syndrome needs awareness, and I need your help to help get that awareness out there because there's a lot of us with this condition. A lot of us are undiagnosed, And hopefully, the information that I'm sharing here helps Yancy Pants with her doctor's appointment tomorrow. Um, let's move on to the next one, shall we? See you in the next video. Okay. 1 second. MCAS. And tryptase. Manette, I love you. That's what we're gonna do. That's the plan. That is the plan. Did you put a timer? Just checking. I am trying to, but I also the reason that I'm doing this is because her appointment is literally today. And I like during normal business hours. I don't know how early in the morning they are, but or the appointment is. But she's been wanting to talk to her doctor about MCAS and tryptase because I'm going to assume her tryptase levels have been normal too. The issue being, um, I've not only had multiple days of being highly reactive and um, out of the game myself. Um, my in-laws are also we also went out of town, to visit, family members for a birthday party, and then, Diana had a hard week with her flares, and then, we have family that stopped by to visit, and, I realized with a complete panic that, sh Yancy Pants, who I promised to reply to, was going to be going to a doctor's appointment completely unarmed. Um, so I was like, "Nope, I have to post this. I have to." So that's why we're doing this now, and for some reason, my phone's being an asshole. It doesn't wanna charge properly, so I might have to go to T-Mobile tomorrow. 1 second. Alright. Edit. This article is so good, don't you think? Copy, next, paste. You know I'm the only person on, freaking YouTube that at least I think, last time I checked, is using coconut allergy as a hashtag. Like, how how is that even happening? Save. I will share the video with people later. Right now, we're just posting. All right, so let's see, we're at 48 minutes. Um, I'm trying to because honestly, I went through this hell for way too long with myself, and I'm like, I mean, yeah, am I making anything on this stream? No, but it could be the beginning of something, you know? Um, and I know people I can't even get super chats or any donations over here or gifts or anything, but I'm trying to reply to her video on here and answer the questions, and it's better as I don't know how to do that during a live. Um, I know you can game on a live, but I don't know if you can, like, green screen and answer questions on a live. I don't know if it'll let you do that. And that's kind of like I think that would be an option, but, uh, TikTok doesn't always make sense. It's part 2 upload yet. Alright. So, like, I kinda, like, didn't actually answer a question on where the 30% came from is because I know I saw it, but I think I've answered enough so far where, like and I've heard other people say it plenty of times. Um, so, like, I know I've seen it, but, like, I don't know where I've seen it, and I wish I could find it. There's one more video I wanna do if I can keep my video if I can do this long enough, and then I'll have a 30-minute video. Here we go. Let's see, but that's a lot of editing to do. Um, You're my favorite. 3 views tonight, so woohoo. No, you don't. What did I ask you? I forgot what I asked you. Okay, so now see, after I post this, I have to actually, like, put all the videos together and then, like, upload the links, which I already have saved in my phone and a, uh, in a note. So, like, I'm not freaking out on that part. Let's see. Stitch. I just want to stitch it, you bitch. Why can't I stitch? Because it's saving? Do I have to go back to the first one? I'll just stitch that. I'm right with there with you. There we go. I found a good spot. So it should be the last one. This is gonna be the last one I have time for tonight. Once I can start monetizing, I can actually get things like super chats and anything else. If anybody, I know you're the only one watching right now, but if anybody who ends up watching this video later, um, appreciates any of the content that I've shared, if you felt it's helped you, if you want to support me as a content creator, I'm going to include my spicy Patreon link, my Cash App, my Venmo, my PayPal, all of those are gonna be in the link tree. And you are, any donations of any amount, I don't care if it's $1, I don't care if it's more, um, highly appreciated, because, as opposed to being able to do this on TikTok, I'm not monetized over here, so I'm investing time in turning this into something, and I can't do it's totally up to you. Um, I yell at my phone too, "Yeah, girl, I'm with you." Um, because why? Um, can I show you something completely off the wall? I'm gonna ADHD for a second. Look what I made. Can you see? I made a trinket bowl. Okay, now we're gonna answer Nancy Pants's last question. Alright, alright. Now let's find the article that I need. Alright, so we're discussing for Yancy Pants here, the difference between MCAS and mastocytosis, not for Yancy Pants, but for her doctor, okay? MCAS occurs when the mast cells in your body release too much of the mediator substance that causes allergy-like symptoms. Mastocytosis occurs when your body produces too many mast cells and is a type of primary MCAS. These cells can continue growing and tend to be overly sensitive to activation and meager release. There's a difference. MCAS and mastocytosis are two different things. That's important. All right, last one here. Let me find. go. All right. Now we're gonna go to mastattack.org. Girl, you got me at 54, up to 54 minutes and 58 seconds. So if anybody, th this is how long it takes me to put these videos together. So when I make and I don't mean to sound ungrateful because I love the Tik I love it's so fun to see the TikTok screen, like, light up with gifts, but, like, TikTok takes a huge chunk out of what creators actually make. Like, I had one night where one of my followers dropped mega money in gifts. I made $8 on that live. I know this creator, my follower dropped a lot more than that because I know how much those gifts cost. So, um, for anyone who wants to support me, you have a better chance and you would rather have more of it come to me than go to the platform. It's better to check out my and not just me, any creator. It's better to check their Linktree and see if they have a direct Patreon, if they have a Cash App, and Venmo or PayPal or anything, because, there's always a good chance that, you know, a lot more than what you're expecting is gonna go to the platform than the creator. So pay attention to that. Alright, now last video for Yancy Pants because I have to get these 2 videos put together on CapCut and uploaded with reference links so she can take this to her doctor tomorrow. Because in true ADHD fashion, I'm posting it now. Not now, but after, you know what I mean. Follow along. Okay. Alright, now we're, going on the last article we're talking about tonight for Yancy Pants and tryptase levels and mast cell activation syndrome. Mast Attack: Educating People About Life with Mast Cell Disorders, written by Lisa Klimas, who is a scientist with mast cell disorder. I'm not sure specifically which one she has. I believe it's mastocytosis. However, don't quote me on that. I just know that she knows what she's talking about, and this site is an extremely important reference for anybody with MCAS or mastocytosis in the United States. Thank you. Patient questions. Everything you wanted to know about tryptase. Okay, so in the spirit of, saving some time here, I did not, and I'm not going to read the entire article, but I've highlighted a few portions of this. And of course, the link to the article is going to be in the description box on YouTube because you can't click any links on TikTok. Why TikTok? I don't understand how that makes any sense, but that's okay because that means I'm gonna direct you to follow my YouTube channel, subscribe, like, comment, engage, hit the notification bell, and help me grow my community up there because I'm going to make sure that you have links you can take to your doctors for receipts because it doesn't help when you tell them random TikToker, said whatever they don't care who Pauline is. They do care if you have peer-reviewed articles from PubMed and NCBI and, Mast Cell Hope, Mast Cell Action, et cetera, and that's what I'm sharing with you. Those links are what I'm going to have in the description box on these videos, okay? So, follow along. Let's get to this. There are a lot of reasons why mast cell patients test negative for one reason is that a lot of the understanding of anaphylaxis hinged upon the ability of mediators to get quickly to the bloodstream to quickly spread to various organ systems. While this does happen, not all mediators moved at the same speed. Gee, okay, this kinda sounds like common sense. Tryptase is released from granules as large as complexes with other mediators, like heparin. It takes time for it to dissociate enough to be active. So, if there are things for it to break down in the immediate environment, you will still break them down whether or not you are having anaphylaxis. Eventually, the tryptase that wasn't used up breaking things down gets to the bloodstream. This is where the ideal time to test for tryptase in blood is about um, 90 to 120 minutes after an allergic event, severe reaction, anaphylaxis. Following severe reaction anaphylaxis, it can take about 2 weeks for tryptase to return to baseline. That's if your tryptase level even raises above what is considered abnormal by your lab. Your tryptase can literally if this is the lab normal and your tryptase is the baseline here and only raises this much, which would be like halfway, that still might be enough to kick off and trigger a gas reaction for you, but it might not be enough to show up on the lab. So that's one of the reasons tryptase testing can be so frustrating. But back to the Mast article. The reason that most patients with systemic mastocytosis have high tryptase levels is because they have more mast cells, and many mast cells secrete tryptase at rest. This means that even if they aren't activated, they will still release tryptase regularly. The reason why baseline tryptase level is such an important one for systemic mastocytosis is because it distinguishes mastocytosis from anaphylaxis. Yeah, makes sense. So in short, about 80 to 90% of systemic mastocytosis patients have a baseline tryptase over what is considered normal. This means they tested over 20 ng/ml on 2 separate occasions when they had not had a severe event. They always have a higher level of tryptase. But that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about mast cell activation syndrome, which is related to and in the same family as mastocytosis, but not mastocytosis. What's happening is this would be the equivalent of having, a type 2 diabetic go in and be compared to or treated like a type 1 diabetic and told they don't have diabetes because their symptoms aren't the same. They're in the same family of conditions, the presentation is different. Doctors need to understand that. Also interesting to note is that there is some evidence that tryptase testing is less reliable in overweight and obese women, and I'm sure that's true, from mass attack. Some mast cells live in adipose tissues that is harder for large molecules to move through like tryptase. Tell you from personal experience that I have less severe reactions, the better health and the I'm in and the less that I weigh, which is why I'm working to reduce my weight. So the our author goes on to talk about how the assumption is that tryptase is a crummy test, and I as a community, we kind of agree. But she's not saying that MCAS patients have too many mast cells. She is saying that she doesn't really trust tryptase for detection of reaction anaphylaxis in MCAS patients, to be frank, in anyone. So why do we still use tryptase if it's a crummy test? Because it's not a crummy test for everything. In particular, it is a very good indicator for disease progression for, other mast cell conditions, and that means that, again, one of the reasons why mast cell activation syndrome can be difficult and takes time to diagnose, because they have to go through a lot of things, and we have to have a lot of no's sometimes before we get our yes. But just because we don't have mastocytosis doesn't mean we don't have MCAS. And if we are responding to positively the histamine diet, H1s and H2s, mast cell mediators, mast cell stabilizers, we might have MCAS. 2 plus 2 usually equals 4. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Please follow my YouTube channel. Please subscribe, like, hit the notification bell, and, links will be in the description box. I will I'm Pauline from Chronically Spicy, and I will see you in the next video. Stay safe. How was that? 1 second. I had 3 days in a row where you saw I haven't even posted all the reactions that I had. The last 3 days in a row have been hell. Um, so yeah. Um, I didn't get a chance to post what I wanted to post earlier. I wanted to get this done earlier for her, and I feel horrible that I'm posting it so late, but hopefully it's helpful. I do honestly think, I went through every single MCAS video that, I had hashtagged, calling MCAS, correctly spicy MCAS that mentioned tryptase, and, I'm putting them together in a compilation video. Um, and that way, whenever anybody asks me about MCAS or tryptase, I can just post the link, or if you see it, you can post the link for me. Um, and, you know, uh, basically, it can become the playlist that TikTok won't let me have till I hit 10K, which is dumb. And once I hit 10K, I think I can start a podcast. Pardon me, I just burped like, let's see, MCAS, Tryptase, and diagnostics. Thank you for asking, by the way, if I had a timer when I started. Like, I did have a timer when I started, and I'm still within the timer. I'm tired. I'm still within the timer. Um, but like I said, I know her appointment's today, and like, well, after she wakes up, and I don't know what time zone she's in. And although I have 326 videos in my freaking drafts, let's just say I definitely needed to make sure that I got to, you know, posting it and getting there and making sure that I got it up there for her. Um, let's see, reference. And I know that sometimes if you, like, mention YouTube, like, in the titles or whatever, that, like, TikTok suppresses. At this point, I don't give enough because if TikTok's not gonna let links be clickable on TikTok, I'm going to tell you where you can find me so the TikToks can actually be, it can be a help, and a springboard to get people the information they need. Because just saying, "Well, Pauline on TikTok or so and so on TikTok said," doesn't help a lot of us. It makes a lot of us sound crazy. Thank you. I appreciate it, and okay, how many cousins you got? You're Mexican, I can ask you that. You just gotta get to make them sign up, and then tell their friends to sign up. And if you could go if honestly, if you could do me the favor, seriously, do you want if you could support me by creating a YouTube video, or not YouTube, TikTok, telling people to support my channel, that would be amazing. Um, if I'm gonna double check, but I might be wrong. I might be able to start a YouTube podcast earlier. Um, if I can figure out how to invite guests, and do a split screen, I will start that sooner. I don't know how to do that right now, so, if you know, let me know. For instances, second references in description box on YouTube. Alright, post. See, I signed up for the I just got an ad for the Amazon influencer program. sign up for that. I have no idea how to use it. That's crazy why they limit content creators. Yeah, like, I don't know. I don't um, it's it's hard and it's ridiculous. Um, and how is my time going down for concurrent viewers? I don't know. I got 2 likes. Tell everybody they have to like my stuff. Okay. See, that's so weird. The first video has 0 follower has 0 views. The second video is 201. The third video that I just posted has 0. Granted, it's 2:38 in the morning local, but, like, I posted 3 videos, and the second one has 200 and the first one has 0. How the hell's that happen? I think I'm gonna have to make it a rule that I will answer your question on YouTube, quite honestly. If, like a $5 donation or something to, like, my PayPal or something like that, um, or YouTube or not YouTube, like, 'cause since I can't do super chats, um, yet, I might have to make it like a, "Hey, donate $5 and I'll answer it on I'll give you an hour of my time and answer with full research and links. I will give you receipts to take to your doctor." But, since these are all questions that have been in my inbox for such a long time, I felt kinda like, well, I can't go changing the rules on people, like, after they already had the, you know, item in their hands thinking it was on sale or whatever your analogy might wanna be. But, like, I need to start making some money off of this. I still want to provide as much free content as possible, as much accessible content as possible, but I also still need to be able to make sure that, it is worth the time that I'm putting into it for myself and my family. You know what I mean? Right. Uh, with that, I appreciate you very much. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head out here because I have to walk my dogs and, so they can go potty. And as soon as I, get myself in bed, I'm going to CapCut the 3 videos together and post the links to the articles that I read so that it will be a separate video that is uploaded, and hopefully Yancy Pants will see the video in time for her appointment so she can at least have the links to show her doctor. I didn't answer the question she asked me specifically because I couldn't find that number, um, but I think I gave her more than what she needed, to be able to say, "Hey, look, just because my tryptase levels aren't high does not mean that I don't have MCAS." And I think that was the whole point of what she was looking for. So, alright, I am out. Please share, please like, please you've commented a bunch. But if you could do me anything you can do to get the word out there for me, that'd be great. I appreciate you already more than you know. And, like with Abby, I know you stopped by earlier, so thank you for stopping by. And I hope you have a great time. Whoever the 4 other viewers were, thanks for stopping by. And we are going to do our best to make as much noise to try and get MCAS out there because awareness can save and change lives, especially if our doctors start doing as much research as we do, or listening to us when we do ours. Have a good night. Love you, Manette.